Today's topic is about chlamydial conjunctivitis part 3. Diagnosis of chlamydial conjunctivitis. A clinical diagnosis of trachoma is made from its typical signs. Clinical grading of each case should be done as per WHO classification into TF, TI, TS, TT or CO. TF means trachomatis inflammation, that is of follicular type. TI, trachomatis inflammation, intense type. TS, trachomatis scarring. TT, trachomatis trichiasis, and CO, corneal opacity. About this we have already discussed. This is the WHO classification of trachoma. Laboratory diagnosis. Advanced laboratory tests are employed for research purposes only. Laboratory diagnosis of trachoma includes 1. Conjunctival cytology. Giemsa stain smear showing a predominantly polymorphonuclear reaction with presence of plasma cells and Leber cells is suggestive of trachoma. 2. Detection of inclusion bodies in conjunctival smear may be possible by Giemsa stain, iodine stain, or immunofluorescent staining, especially in cases with active trachoma. 3. Enzyme-linked immunosorbent assay, that is ELISA, for chlamydial antigens. 4. Polymerase chain reaction, that is PCR, is also useful. 5. Isolation of chlamydia is possible by yolk sac inoculation method and tissue culture technique. Standard single passage Meconi cell culture requires at least 3 days. 6. Serotyping of TRIC agents is done by detecting specific antibodies using microimmunofluorescence, that is micro-IF method. Direct monoclonal fluorescence antibody microscopy of conjunctival smear is rapid and inexpensive. Next is differential diagnosis. 1. Trachoma with follicular hypertrophy must be differentiated from acute adenoviral follicular conjunctivitis. Epidemic keratoconjunctivitis as follows. Distribution of follicles in trachoma is mainly on upper palpebral conjunctiva and upper fornix, while in epidemic keratoconjunctivitis, lower palpebral conjunctiva and lower fornix is predominantly involved. Associated signs such as papilla and pannus are characteristic of trachoma. Laboratory diagnosis of trachoma helps in differentiation of clinically indistinguishable cases. 2. Trachoma with predominant papillary hypertrophy needs to be differentiated from palpebral form of spring catarrh as follows. Papillae are large in size and usually there is typical cobblestone arrangement in spring catarrh. pH of tears is usually alkaline in spring catarrh, while in trachoma it is acidic. Discharge is ropey in spring catarrh. Follicles and pannus may also be present in trachoma. Conjunctival cytology and other laboratory tests for trachoma usually help in diagnosis in clinically indistinguishable cases. Next is management. Management of trachoma should involve curative and prophylactic measures. A. Treatment of active trachoma. Antibiotics for treatment of active trachoma may be given locally or systematically, but topical treatment is preferred. B. Treatment of trachoma sequelae. 1. Concretions should be removed with a hypodermic needle. 2. Trichiasis may be treated by epilation, electrolysis, or cryolysis. 3. Cicatricial endobion should be corrected surgically. 4. Conjunctival cirrhosis should be treated by artificial tears. C. Prophylaxis for trachoma infection and blindness. Since immunity is very poor and short-lived, So reinfections and recurrences are likely to occur. So prophylactic measures are essential. World Health Organization defines blinding trachoma elimination as safe strategy. An action plan has been made to implement the WHO endorsed safe strategy effectively. Also adopted by the Alliance for Global Elimination of Trachoma by 2020, GET 2020, for prophylaxis against trachoma infection and prevention of blindness. Safe strategy include S. Surgery, tertiary prevention, A. Antibiotic use, secondary prevention, F. Facial hygiene, primary prevention, and E. Environmental changes, primordial prevention. We will start with the last one, E. The environmental changes, that is the primordial prevention. Flies and other fomites are the common causes of spread of trachoma. So, environmental sanitation will constitute the primordial prevention for trachoma. Recommended environmental sanitation measures include provision of water latrines and good water supply to reduce flies and improve washing habits. Refuse dumps, sprays to control flies, animal pens away from the human's household, and health education to improve personal and environmental hygiene. Second, facial hygiene, that is the primary prevention. Facial hygiene is critical measure for primary prevention of trachoma and should include frequent face wash with clean water to eliminate the potentially infectious ocular secretions, avoidance of common use of towel, handkerchief, suruma rods, etc. are important facial hygiene measures to prevent spread of trachoma infection. 3. Antibiotics for prevention against trachoma. Secondary prevention. Use of antibiotics constitutes the secondary prevention against trachoma. Current WHO recommendations for community-based mass antibiotic therapy in endemic areas. Fourth, surgery, tertiary prevention. Surgery for trichiasis and entropion constitutes tertiary prevention for trachomaris corneal blindness. WHO recommends bilamellar tarsal rotation surgery at community level for the affected persons. With this presentation, trachoma is over. Thank you for watching.